Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Saturday, and it is 1:04 in my clock. Today, our main agenda or topic is about making connections between text on particular social issues, concerns, or dispositions in real life from Quarter 2, Module 1. So, let's start. Are you ready to listen and participate?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very well. We'll start our lesson for today by reading a short story written by Jessa Lapp entitled Wake Up, Walking Up. Who wants to read? Who wants to read? Okay, I'll read it. Wake Up, Walking Up by Jessa Lapus. It was Monday, and I was ready to set my foot at the school. The sun shines brightly. The streets are now busy with people who are ready to go to their respective workstations and schools. The sound of horns of Kuya who sells pandesal, different stores that are already open, public utility vehicles that are fully loaded, Uy, and different scenarios in every corner of the place. This has been the usual morning on a typical day. Next. As I walk towards the classroom, even from the outside, you can hear the loud voices of different people inside room 206. They are probably discussing the assignment Miss Villardo gave us yesterday. When I entered the room, I gave my warmest hugs to my friend and sat down on my chair. The day has begun. Teachers come and go. I have to pretend that I understood the lessons given from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. But when the teacher has said the magic words, class is dismissed, I quickly fix my things and ask my classmates out for some snacks and to spend an hour or two in the nearby videoke hub. Those hours are full of laughter and stories, but we have to bid our goodbye and go home. I rode the jeepney and closed my eyes. Next, Miss, I was awakened by the lady near me. Fix your face shield before you sleep. I mouthed. Thank you. Sat properly and fixed my things. It has been more than a year since that happened. The memories from the past still visit me. Those good days I shared with people, the normal we are shared to. If I would have known that would be the last day, I would have been spend it more. Next. Okay. It has been more than a year since the news about COVID-19 broke. It has been that long since I last saw my classmates and spent time with them. Now that we are under the new mode of learning, it has a challenge to survive the self-paced education with no one to share our feelings with. It has been a couple of months since the government implemented quarantine guidelines that cost not only leisure time but also work. I can still remember the day my father went home and announced that the company spent his 25 years with decided to shut the company down due to financial problems. Days where people start knocking for alms to survive a day. News bombarded with people who lost their jobs and have to spend months in the city since the lockdown began. has been a year and more since the battle against the virus started. Frontliners offered their lives to fight for our safety. Nonetheless, we are battling with personal and social problems. The fight is far from over. Tomorrow is still uncertain. Yet today is in our hands. And what we can do best is follow the protocol. One day we will wake up from this nightmare. From now, we were waking from the new normal that we have to deal with. Okay. So to test if you understand the text, we will be having a 5 oral item quiz. So if you want to answer, please press the raise hand button and read the question and then give me your answers. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Who wants to answer question number one? Yes, Miss Balando.
What day does the text mention? P. Monday.
Very good. Very good, Miss Balando. It is stated in the paragraph that it is a Monday. Who wants to answer number two? Who wants to answer question number two? Yes, Mr. Cancino.
Yes po, sir. Number two, it's letter D po. Skiing.
Nice one. Thank you, Mr. Cancino. Then who wants to read question number three and then give me their answers? Yes, Mr. De La Cruz.
What reaction or emotion can be drawn in the line? Those hours are full of laughter and stories. But we have to bid our goodbye and go home. I rode the jeepney and closed my eyes. The answer is letter D, sorrow.
Very good, Mr. De La Cruz. Next, question number four. Who wants to read? Yes, Miss Buenaventura.
Number 4, what is being implied in the statement? Miss, I was awakened by the lady near me. Fix your face shield before you sleep. I mouthed, thank you. Sat properly and fixed my things. It has been more than a year since that happened. The answer is letter A, the writer just had a dream.
Very good, Miss Buenaventura. Then the last number. Who wants to read and give me their answer? Yes, Mr. Javier.
Number 5. What happened according to the text? The answer is letter B, sir. The widespread disease called COVID-19.
Very good, Mr. Javier. So it seems you've really listened and understood the text. So now let's move on to our topic for today. But before that, I want to state the objectives of this lesson. So our objectives are: first, identify the ideas presented in the text. Second, provide words or expressions appropriate for a given situation. Third, draw generalization and conclusions based on the material read. And lastly, create a Venn diagram differentiating the types of connections. So let's start our lesson for today. So our lesson for today is making connections between text to particular social issues, concerns, or dispositions in life. Now, according to Wilkerson 2000, literature has always been one effective way to explore and address social issues in human culture. Stories, plays, and other types of fictional media often have some social or cultural concerns embedded in the thematic background of a narrative. Next, yes. So there are steps in locating social issues. But first, let me define social issues. So, a social issue or problem is an issue that has been recognized by society as a problem that is preventing society from functioning at an optimal level. That's social issue. Did you get it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So, let's
Yes,
go to
sir.
the steps in locating social issues in the text. First is to annotate. What do we mean by annotating? It means you are writing down your thoughts and feelings as you read a text. You take note of its plot or the sequence of events that occur in the text. And then you have to highlight the unfamiliar words you encounter and find their definition through contextual analysis for better understanding of the text, or you can check the dictionary. Second, understand the character's actions. How do we understand the character actions? Simply as first, you have to evaluate the character's traits and role. Second, speculate their actions and decisions considering the conflicts they experience. And most importantly, third one is to try to put yourself in the character's shoes. In order for us to really understand the decisions and actions of the characters, we really have to feel the emotions he or she is releasing, his beliefs and emotions. Next, third is to recognize the context. How do we recognize context? We have to consider the societal issues the character and author experience by identifying the time, location, and social environment they are in. In order for us to understand the text, we have to really know the environment that the writer is describing in the text. Next is state the theme. After exploring these aspects, you should be able to identify the subject or main idea of a text. Ask yourself what the author is trying to tell you or show you through his writing. Making connections of the text to social issues is now easy once you determine its theme. Okay, once you know the main idea of the text, you will be able to understand the text. You will be able to get the moral of the story and the values and beliefs they are telling you. The author is telling you. Any questions?
None
None
so
so
far,
far,
sir.
sir.
Okay, very good. So if you don't have any questions, let's have an activity. Okay, so I will be giving you illustrations, and what you have to do is to analyze what social issues are presented in each. So this will be answered orally. If you want to answer, please raise your hands. Okay, so I will read the situation and then you answer. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start with situation number one. Okay. Mayor, how did Sangguniang ng Kabataan came up with the idea of community pantry as well as providing an efficient alternative to help the kabataan ng bayan to cope with the new normal setup? What social issue? Yes, Miss Galang.
Economic, sir, because community pantries are made to aid hunger and provide free food to the economy.
Very good, Miss Galang. So who wants to answer number two? Situation number two. Yes, Mr. De La Cruz.
Did you see how everyone is losing their motivation in learning? We are too bombarded and exhausted with lots of modules, activities, and other requirements. It's exhausting. The answer is education. Because of the word learning, activities, modules, requirements, which pertains to education.
Very good, Mr. De La Cruz. Next, situation number three, who wants to answer? Yes, Miss Balando.
So you're experiencing fever for 3 days now. Are you feeling any other problems like sore throat, headaches, chest pains, or shortness of breath? Yes, though I have a cough and I've been getting severe headaches. I feel dizzy all the time, but I don't experience chest pains. I think, sir, it is health because there is a doctor and patient, and they are talking about health problems po.
Very good, Miss Balando. You really did understand that situation. So who wants to answer number four? Second to the last question. Yes, Miss Buenaventura.
Number 4, Sun, as stated on the news report about the enhanced community quarantine we've seen earlier, we aren't allowed to go out. Starting today, you cannot go out and play outdoors with your friends. It's for your safety and ours from the virus. Um, Sir, it's lockdown because it is stated that they are not allowed to go out because of the virus po.
Very good, Miss Buenaventura. And lastly, who wants to answer situation number five? Yes, Mr. Javier.
Yes, sir. For situation number 5, yesterday the Interagency Task Force protocols and guidelines on the in the implementation of community quarantine were released. We must read and follow them. Sir, the answer is government protocols because it is stated in the text, guidelines and protocols released and implemented, sir.
Yes, very good, Mr. Javier. So you really understand our lesson. So next, we are going to our next topic, which is things to consider in making connections with the text. So, making connection is one of the critical reading comprehension strategies that will help you make meaning of the text you are reading. So, why do we need to connect to whatever we read? Anyone who wants to state their answer or their opinion about this? Why do we need? Yes, Miss Galang.
Sir, we need to connect to whatever we are reading for better comprehension.
Very good, Miss Galang. So, for us to really understand the text we are reading, we need to feel the emotions in the text, the feelings in the text, and the values that the author is um, describing in the text. So how can connecting to the text help you, a reader, in understanding the text? How? Yes, Mr. Cancino.
Yes po, sir. Um, Sir, it will help you make sense of what you read, retain the information better, and engage more with the text itself.
Very good, Mr. Cancino. So as you make connections to the text, it will help you make sense of what you read, retain the information better, and engage more with the text itself. This will also help you connect your prior knowledge, experiences, understanding, and beliefs in the text. So there are three kinds of connections, and we'll start with text to self connection. So this connection will help you connect what you are reading to your personal experiences or knowledge. It is as simple as the text reminds the reader of a similar person, setting, or event in his or her own life. For example, you're reading a story about the ocean or your vacation in the ocean. So you would say, this story reminds me of a vacation that I took to the ocean, just like the main character. So, as you have a wide range of experiences, you will be able to make more meaningful and complex connections. But if you have limited experiences, you may struggle to make connections or create vague or general connections. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, second is the text-to-text connection. So, this connection will help you connect what you are reading to other books that you have read or listened to before. So, it only means that the reader is reminded of another text or another story, another video with similar characters, settings, or event, the same as what he's reading today or at the present. For example, I have read another book about spiders that explain that spiders have venom, and in this book, I am learning about the top 10 dangerous spiders of the world. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Um, another explanation is that you might relate how the book share the same author and have the same similar characters, events, or settings, are the same genre, or are on the same topic. Next, and the last kind of connection is the text to world connection. So this connection will help you connect what you are reading to real events, past or present, social issues, other people, and happenings going to the world. You have learned about the world from what you hear on TV, in movies, magazines, and newspapers. Effective text to world connection happen when you can use what you have learned through these mediums to enhance your understanding of the text you are reading. As simple as the reader is reminded of similar events that happened in the real world and in the story he or she is reading. An example of this is this. I saw on the news about how water pollution was affecting marine animals. And in this book, I am learning about why pollution can make a marine animal sick. Did you get it? He is connecting um the facts from what he have read from the past to what he's reading from today in the natural or in our natural world. So these three connections are most meaningful and effective when you can create deep, complex, and insightful connections to the text rather than vague, general, or superficial connections. Do you have any questions or clarifications?
None, sir.
None, sir.
Everything clear, sir.
So okay, so now you don't have any questions or clarifications, so we will be moving on to two types of connections. I have in here an illustration. Okay. So the scenario here is that the teacher began the lesson by dropping the ping pong ball into the glass of water. If it stayed afloat on the surface of the water. She compared this floating ball, oh this one, the one with the floating ball, that's a surface connection we make while reading. Then she dropped the golf ball into the water and it immediately sank to the bottom of the glass. She compared the golf ball to the deep connection that we should make while reading. So what's the difference between surface connections and deep connection? Okay. So surface connections do not help us understand the story any better. They just sit on the surface of the text. What does this mean? So you just know the story. You only know the story. You just read without feeling the emotions in the text. You're not connecting with the text itself. While deep connection help us understand the story and infer the author's message. In deep connection, you understand the text. You relate yourself in the text and you feel the emotions in that the story is releasing. And you are able to put yourself in the character situations. So that's the difference between surface connection and deep connection. Surface connection, you just read the text, you just read the story. While in deep connection, you understand the text, you relate to the text. Did you understand? Is
Yes, sir.
everything
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if everything is clear, I am going to give you a short quiz in order for us to test if you really understand the lesson. So I will paste the Google form link in the chat box. Okay, I will give you 10 minutes to answer. Mhm. Chat box. Okay, so here it goes. There you go. Can you check it if you can um, open the link? Okay, so I'm giving you 10 minutes to answer the 10 item quiz.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, who is still answering? Are you all done?
Yes, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay, so I think everyone's done. To end our lesson for today, I am giving you an assignment, which is to using a Venn diagram, differentiate surface connection from deep connections. You can limit the number of items from 5 similarities and 5 differences of surface and deep connections. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with that, I am ending my presentation. So thank you everyone for participating in our class and see you next meeting. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po, sir.